Higher frequency you, higher frequency me, higher frequency university.
Blessings, YouTube. I'm back. I've been away for a little bit. Not I didn't like go anywhere, but I haven't been on YouTube for a little bit. It seems I don't know, I'm a pattern person, so I always look for patterns, and it seems that my pattern is to be here fall and winter, and then once the spring and summer set in, I don't really, I can't find a way to make time for this and all the other fun activities that go on during spring and summer. Not that fall and winter aren't fun too, but you know what I mean. Anyway, so today, this video, a couple of years back, I did a video. In fact, it was my first video specifically for YouTube, and it was a video about receding gums. I figured I wanted my first video to be really strong, really fun, and really, really helpful. But I had no idea the impact that it was actually going to have at the time that I did it. I just knew that, in my mind, I wanted to do something. So how I even got the receding gums is really kind of silly. But if you know me, then you know that it's typical of me. So I have always been obsessed with my teeth ever since I was a little girl, and it was pointed out to me that you have to take care of your teeth because you only get one set. Now, my mother worked for a dentist, and when I got out of college, I worked for a dentist for a little while too, and I got to see the destruction that people cause to their teeth, and I also got to see a lot of people who were nice looking. But when they got in that dental chair and opened their mouth, I was like, and all I knew is that when I got older, I didn't want that kind of mouth. And I also wanted to leave this earth with all my teeth, or as much of them as I possibly could. So far, I've been pretty successful at it. So again, the video on receding gums. So I had discovered the mechanical toothbrushes, electric toothbrushes. I don't know if they're called electric toothbrushes because you don't really use electric with them. But the battery powered toothbrushes. And with most things, if I like it, I like it. And I started handing them out. I was buying them, giving them as gifts. I was using them. I didn't think I was overusing them because I had a pretty good oral hygiene regimen that I followed. So the only thing that I did was just add that in. Well, within 2 weeks, I was not even able to open my mouth. Just air alone, talking, caused so much pain. It seemed that I had eroded my gums to the point of, as I said, I couldn't open my mouth. I couldn't even talk. It was so painful. And right away I called my dentist, and he was like, oh, you're going to have to come in because I got to see this. Now, mind you, my teeth have always been perfect, my gum health, all of it. And so I guess he finally thought that now he can do his job for me. But no. I got online, I started researching it, and my dentist had even mentioned the gum graft, and I went online, and it seemed that that was the only solution at that time for receding gums. And who was not doing gum graft was me, where they basically they cut a piece of the inside of your mouth. Like they usually use the roof first, so they cut it and they move it over to where the gums are receding so it can regrow, because it'll attach and then regrow. And I thought, oh my God, nah. So I set about researching, and what I did was I took a combination of the best ideas, or what I thought was the best ideas, and I came up with a new regimen. And like I said, pretty much what I do every day is what I've been doing every day. So that's what led me to use the tea tree oil for the 4 days on my gums, and I think that was the key to the speed of recovery of the receding gums. So anyway, I got the video up. Here it is, a couple of years later, and the one question that everyone keeps asking is, isn't tea tree oil toxic? And the answer is yes. According to the label, it is. And the second popular question is, can I use oregano oil? And yes. But at the time, I didn't know enough about oregano oil. So I was just telling people, do what you want, do what you feel comfortable with, and make this routine your own, so that this way it'll work and you'll do it. Because that's the thing, if it doesn't feel comfortable, people are not going to do the routine, no matter how easy or how simple it is. They're just not going to do it. So anyway, it just started me thinking, what is it? What is oregano oil really? Because I hadn't really had experience with oregano oil, and I heard about it, but my experience was more with tea tree oil. So here's the tea tree oil that I use. I'm not sure if you could see it. I'll try and leave a link somewhere so that you can see it. And I started using tea tree oil because my father used tea tree oil, really, to be honest. He would walk around with a bottle of it. Little bottles, a little smaller than the bottle that I had. And, anytime the children would fall, or anybody would get any kind of anything, a cough, a tickle, or anything, he would whip out his bottle of tea tree oil and say, put some tea tree oil on it. And it was like, listen, it can't be good for everything. But him, like my grandmother, was right about the tea tree. And, a couple of years later, I find myself saying, put some tea tree on it. Put some tea tree on it. Use some tea tree. So tea tree oil has become, my go-to for certain things, and my family as well, they use it too. So now enter oregano oil. Sorry, I'm rambling on. I know this is a lot longer than what I've expected to talk about the topic, but it's important. So then enter oregano oil. Now this is the oregano oil. I don't know if you can see it. It's hard to focus. This is the oregano oil. There it is, that I have been using. Guys, I will leave a link, okay, for this. Anyway, that's the oregano oil. And I figured that I needed to find out about it because too many people were asking, and I didn't want to just dismiss the question, which is basically what I've been doing. So if you asked a question about it and I gave you some vague answer, it was because I just didn't know. So I took these couple of months here, and I have been experimenting with oregano oil. My family's been experimenting with it. My friends have been experimenting with it because I wanted to give a first-hand account. And the only way that you can do that is if you actually use it. So what I wanted to say, side by side, the tea tree and the oregano, they could almost be twins, fraternal twins, but twins. Both of those oils, and they're both considered essential oils, but both of those oils are antiseptic, antiviral, antibacterial, antimicrobial. They are anti-inflammatory, insecticides. They are antifungal. I don't know. I think I'm leaving out some, but you get the picture. And that's both of them. Both of them have the same exact properties. Now, the differences lie in region. People in Australia primarily, because I guess the tree that grows, and it's not, from what I understand, it's not actually a tea tree that they get this oil from. It just was named tea tree because it was similar to some other plant, whatever it is. But I didn't want to go into the technicalities. But this is used primarily like in Australia and in that region of the world. Then you have oregano oil. which is native to the Mediterranean and that region of the world. Both of these oils have been used for thousands and thousands of years. Both of these oils have helped people and have not killed. I went online, I didn't find one death caused by tea tree oil, not one. So, back to, can we use one in place of the other? Yes and no. The most asked question, is tea tree oil toxic? Yes, but so is toothpaste. And if you look on the labels of toothpaste and mouthwash and some other things, but just those specifically because we're talking about putting it in our mouth, they have the same exact warning. Don't swallow it. And nowhere in my video did I say to swallow it. In fact, I was very, very specific in saying spit it out. Don't rinse it out, but spit it out because you want it to still work. In large amounts, yes, it will be toxic and it can harm you. But no one has done it. Follow the instructions. The same way that you use toothpaste is the same way that I was using and that I use the tea tree oil. I don't use it like that now because I don't have that problem, but that's how I was using it. Spit it out. Do not ingest. So, enter oregano oil. Now, oregano oil is not labeled as toxic, but if you ingest too much, you will have almost the same reactions that you would have if you used tea tree oil, if you ingested the tea tree oil. Meaning that you can have stomach upset, you'll have stomach upset, you can get a rash, you can break out with all types of allergic reaction symptoms. So now, oregano oil is caustic. It's not toxic, it's caustic. And what that means is that it's hot. It is considered a hot essential oil. Oregano oil, thyme oil, cassia oil, cinnamon for sure, clove. Everyone knows cinnamon is hot. It's the same thing. But oregano oil is super duper hot. So where the differences lie in these two, I would say would be in how you use them. Because oregano oil is caustic, you cannot, and I'm telling you, do not use it on soft tissue. It is going to burn the fool out of you if you do. Do not put it directly on your skin. It will burn you as though you have been burned with a fire. It will leave an actual burn mark. Okay? This oregano oil is not to be taken lightly. And I understand more and more as I learn about the essential oils why it is that only shamans and medicine women and people like that, specific people, were in charge of using the essential oils, because you had to study and you had to know what you were doing, or you could really hurt yourself or hurt someone. So being that it is caustic, like all essential oils, you're supposed to use a carrier oil. But being that this one is caustic, you definitely need to use a carrier oil. So if you're going to use it with this regimen that I've laid out here, I would suggest that you mix it 1 drop with like a half a tablespoon of olive oil, if you like olive oil. I used it with coconut oil because I like coconut oil. And even with 1 drop and a half a teaspoon, it was still pretty hot. So, and then you don't want to drink water. I've seen everywhere on the internet where they're telling people, oh, drink it with water. You know what happens if you put water on an oil fire? It spreads that fire, right? When that water spreads, it spreads the fire. It's the same principle. If you ingest this oregano oil and you follow it with water thinking it's going to help, it's just going to rush it through your system faster and hotter. As a matter of fact, I thought I burned myself at one point because when I went to lie down, I felt like a burning sensation inside. And I said, oh, heck no. And I went and what I diffused it with was almond milk. milk, as you know, is an emulsifier. And so I drank that, and then that became the way that I ingested it. I would use 1 drop with a cup of almond milk, and that way I got it in my system. I will talk a little bit more about why I ingested it. It was part of experiment, but I wanted to be able to, like I said, give you a first-hand account. So I think that's pretty much it. I wanted to answer the question, is tea tree oil toxic, and can I use oregano oil for this regimen? So again, tea tree oil, they do say it's toxic. Don't swallow it. Simple. And oregano oil is caustic. Do not use it plain out on your skin. Oh, one more thing. This is like so important. There's a bunch of videos where they're telling people to put a drop under your tongue. Please don't. Those people, I don't know, their pain threshold must be like overly high. If you put that under your tongue raw, you're going to burn your mouth. And it is not a pleasant sensation. Yes, I tried it just so, like I said, I could bring you a first-hand account. Do not. If you're going to use the oregano oil, it is essential and vital that you use a carrier oil. What that carrier oil is going to do is cover up the heat and all the hot stuff, and it's still going to allow your body to ingest it, but it's going to make it softer on your skin. Okay, so that was it, folks. I took a long time with this video, a lot longer than I had anticipated, but I wanted to cover all that. And those of you who did leave personal comments down there, I am going to be going through and answering you one by one, as I have been doing, but I just wanted to put it out there generally for everyone to hear and understand. Tea tree oil is toxic. Do not swallow it. I don't suggest that you swallow it. That's not what I said in my videos. And oregano oil is caustic. Do not put it on your soft tissue skin, anywhere that you have soft tissue, or anywhere on your skin, without first diluting it with a carrier oil. So thank you again for watching. Blessings.
Higher frequency you.